Hello, everyone. Welcome to my scenic podcast. Today we are in Guilford, Connecticut, looking at the oldest stone house in New England and the oldest house in Connecticut. It's located in Guilford, Connecticut. It was built in 1639. It's called the Henry Whitfield House. I think it's just a really cool thing, and I wanted to bring you down here to see it. I'm going to walk around a little bit, see some different angles. I think it's a pretty cool looking house. I've been inside. It's very austere. It's not open at this time of the year. The colonial house is wooden furniture, nothing much to look at, but I think it's amazing that this place has stayed intact and it's in really good shape for being almost 400 years old. If you notice, it's surrounded by a stone wall, which was indicative of properties back in those times. The grounds are pretty nice, and there's a little stone wall around the house itself, but there's also a stone wall around the property, as you can see. Very cool. Guilford itself is a beautiful town. It has a typical town green that's well known in colonial times. Guilford is also located down by the ocean. I'm not going to take you down to the coast here today on this stream, but I am going to go over to another neighboring shoreline town and start a different stream to look at that. I don't know if you can see over there, there's a colonial house. And it's just more of the Henry Whitfield house. Try to get around to the front of it. It's actually a beautiful day out here. It's January, and it's supposed to get up to be 51 or so today. This is my first experience with a gimbal. I have no idea how well I'm doing or not, but we're trying. Oh, there's a little pathway here. I'm gonna go right on the property. I'm such a rebel. Okay, here's a better shot of it. I still want to get around in front of it to see it better. This is a major stone wall. I love it. I couldn't ask for a better day to take a picture like this. Blue sky, framed by the trees, gorgeous. I wanted to bring you down here to this peaceful location to talk about something that's it's disturbing, but the topic of the day is the rise and fall of the Roman Empire, Part 2. Because what I see in today is our civilization is collapsing around us. And it's just like the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire fell because of corruption, betrayal, debauchery, and that's exactly what we're seeing today. And when you look at something as peaceful as this, it's hard to imagine that our world is in such a bad shape. It breaks my heart to see all of this happening. People have freaking lost their minds. I've never seen the level of insanity that is so prevalent around the world, and primarily with politicians and government leaders. They're totally insane. Don't know what they think they're accomplishing by their policies of destroying their own countries. But, government leaders in themselves can't do anything without, unless the people were to object to it. And people are not standing up to it enough, because I think most people don't know what to do, are not aware of it, or they're part of the problem. And when I say civilization is collapsing, I think that's why no one is stopping these world leaders from saying, this just isn't right. This isn't the way we want to live. But there's no sense of ethics anymore. There's no integrity anymore. No honesty. It's people. I firmly believe that everyone should live their life the way they want to live it. I believe in freedom of choice. I believe in people should be free to do what they want to do, as long as they do not harm another human being. But so many people out there living the way they want to live, they are most definitely harming people. That they're endangering and harming little children with their depraved ways of living. You know, for an adult, you want to do whatever you want to do behind closed doors, not hurting anybody. I don't really care. But don't bring the innocent children into this. So, I don't know what you do about it. It's not something that is going to turn around on a dime. I watch a lot of convoy live streams, the Ottawa, the American version, and I see a lot of people in the chats and they say, God will help us, God has a plan. You know, I was brought up to believe that God helps those who help themselves. And I think it's wonderful to pray to God and hope that He will help us. But we have to actually participate in that ourselves. Evil succeeds when the good do nothing. You know, God threw Satan down into below the ground, shall we say. He did it because He was powerful and He could do it and He was good. But we can't just expect evil to go away on its own. We have to stand up to it. We have to do something about it to turn things around. And I just don't see that happening. You know, God performs miracles all the time. But it's my belief that, you know, like when somebody that is destined or have been proclaimed that they're not going to live very long, miraculously recover, I believe it's because that person's spirit is not giving up. That person does not want to die and fights to stay alive and prays to God. And together, God and that person make it happen. That's why I say God helps those who help themselves. And for all of those hoping that God's going to intercede, He's waiting for you to participate too. That's my belief. Everybody has a right to believe what they want to believe, and I respect that. I'm just stating what I believe. Now, for a lighter note, I want to look at this wall. I know a person who says he's a live streamer who has looked up stone walls and he's interested in them. And I'm having a hard time believing that this has existed for almost 400 years, but I guess it looks like it's in pretty good shape. But I'm calling out that so-called live streamer, and I say that so-called because I believe he's a hologram. I've seen him and heard him on his live streams, but I don't know him. So, Mr. Hologram, what do you think of this stone wall? Well, that's it for today. I'm going to take you down to the shore on the next stream. Thanks a lot for turning in. Over and out.